Hello, everyone. We are going to start with a new lesson in literature today. I hope you will like it. Before starting with that lesson, I just want to ask a very casual question to everyone present here. So, today's story is based on such an incident. I hope that you will like it. I'm going to share my screen and we can read the story together. The story's title is Fair Play and it's by Prem Chand. So the original story was in Hindi language, but it's translated for you kids to because the story is based on a very good moral. So it's translated in English for you people to learn about it. Okay, we'll start from here. Jumman Sheikh and Algu Chaudhry were good friends. So strong was their bond of friendship that when either of them went away from the village, the other looked after his family. Both were greatly respected in the village. So they were so close and their families were so close that even if one person goes out of the village, the other can look after the family. So they were so strongly connected. Jumman had an old aunt who had some property. This she transferred to him on the understanding that she would stay with him and he would look after her. So Jumman Sheikh's aunt had a property which was now transferred to Jumman, and Jumman has promised to take care of aunt always, and she will live with him until the day she's there. The arrangement worked well for a couple of years. Then the situation changed. Now, for some time, it was going fine, but suddenly the situation changed. Maybe there were fights and disputes. We'll read about it. Jumman and his family were tired of the old relative. So Jumman and his wife basically were tired of this old lady. They didn't want to feed her anymore. They didn't want her to live in their. They didn't want her to live in their house. Jumman became as indifferent to her as his wife. Meaning of indifferent, what is indifferent? When something doesn't bother you, when someone's presence doesn't mean anything to you. So he didn't feel anything for her at all. He just turned cold to her, who grudged even the little food that the old lady wanted every day. So you know how old people don't eat very much. So she's very old and she doesn't demand for much. All she needs to live and to survive is just a little bit of food every day, and she's not even getting that even after she has given all her property to Jumman. So she swallowed these insults along with her food for a few months. Now, for a few months, this kept on going. There were fights. There was humiliation, disputes every day. This was happening every day, and she swallowed these insults. Means she would take it inside. Swallow when you swallow your food. So she swallowed these insults. That means she's taking all these insults inside her, and she's not letting it affect anything in the family, and she's not talking about it, she's not revolting. But patience has its limits, and every time, you cannot always keep suffering. There has to be an end to the patience. One day she spoke to Juman. My son, it is now obvious that I am not wanted in your house. Kindly give me a monthly allowance so that I can set up a separate kitchen. Okay, so now it's the end of the patience, and the old lady speaks to Jumman. She says that it's obvious that you don't want me to live here in your house. So now you have to start giving me some monthly allowance, means some money every month should be given to me so that I can buy my own food and I can cook for myself. Because you are not doing that to me, and it's good that if I have a separate kitchen for myself. My wife knows best how to run the house. Be patient, said Jumman, shamelessly. Now, shamelessly means he has no shame. He has no regret in what he has done. He has the audacity to say, my wife knows best how to run this house. So you don't have to give me any suggestions. She knows how to look after the house. This made his aunt very angry, and she decided to take her case to the village panchayat. So now, village panchayat is a very old concept. In villages, like in bigger cities, we have courts, supreme courts, high courts. In villages, we don't have such things. So in villages, we have panchayat, which means there are 5 respectable men of the village who are at a higher order. Everybody respects them, and people generally vote for them, that these are the 5 people that we want to be a part of the panchayat. And then if there is any dispute, any dispute related to the property, or there is any quarrel in the family members or in between friends, or any kind of disputes, they can reach out to panchayat, these 5 people, and they listen to the problems of the villagers, and then they take a decision. They think about it. They think about it, and they talk to each other. Then there is a voting system between them, and then finally they reach to a decision. And these people are so respectable that whatever decision the panchayat makes is the final word for that particular topic. For many days, the old lady was seen talking to the villagers, explaining her case and seeking their support. So she wanted support of the villagers because now she is alone. She has nobody else except Jumman, and now Jumman doesn't want her. Some sympathized with her, others laughed at her, and few others advised her to make it up with her nephew and his wife. Now, everybody has their own thinking. Some people thought this was, some people were very sad for her. Some people laughed at her. That means that didn't mean anything to them. And some others also told her that she should end this quarrel and she should apologize to Jumman just to live happily with them. But I don't think that was possible because the situation was out of control now. At last, she came to Algu Chaudhry and spoke to him. You know, Chachi, Jumman is my best friend. How can I go against him? Algu said. Now, what did Algu say? That Jumman is my best friend. I cannot go against him. That means inside, Algu also knew that what Jumman was doing was not correct. But is it right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair? Now she says that, do you think it's right, even if he's your friend? Okay, I agree that he's your friend, but do you think it's right on his part to do such a thing with me? And you won't say anything about it? You would keep mum, that means you'll keep quiet about it. You will just stay silent and be a spectator. Pleaded the old lady. Come to the panchayat and speak the truth, she said. Algu didn't reply, but her words kept ringing in his ears. So she forced him, she told him, and she provoked him to come to the panchayat and to speak the truth, what he considers truth, what he considers is the right thing to say and to do. So, part 2, the panchayat was held the same evening under an old banyan tree. These 5 people used to sit around an old banyan tree, and like you can see in this picture, the people in question, like Jumman Sheikh and the aunt, this aunt is standing there, and all the villagers have gathered around just to be in support of one or the other person. The voice of the punch is the voice of God. This is the thinking of the villagers, and that is why they respect panchayat a lot. And whatever decision is made by the members of the panchayat is taken as the final word of the God, and they believe and they believe the decision. They believe they have a belief in the decision, and they always think that this is the final decision, and we cannot change it now. Whatever the panchayat has said should be followed by everyone. Let my aunt nominate the head punch. I will abide by her decision. So now Jumman says that she can choose whoever she wants to be the head of the panchayat for today, and I will abide by her decision. Abide means that I will be okay with her decision, whatever she chooses. The punch knows neither friend nor enemy. What do you say, Algu Chaudhry? The old lady announced. Fine, replied Jumman, hiding his joy over this unexpected piece of luck. Now, Jumman is very happy because Aunt has chosen Alku Chaudhry as the head of the Punch because she thinks that Punch knows no friend and no enemy. So that's why she feels like she has chosen the right person. And Jumman is very happy. Inside, he's hiding his joy because he feels that he's very lucky. And it's a very stupid thing to do because everybody knows that Jumman and Algu are best friends. So why has she chosen Algu Chaudhry? Because Jumman believes now Algu will obviously speak in my favor. Chachi, you are aware of my friendship with Jumman, said Algu. I know that, replied the aunt. But I also know that you will not kill your conscience for the sake of friendship. God lives in the heart of the punch, and his voice is the voice of God. And the old lady explained her case. Jumman, said Algu, you and I are old friends. Your aunt is as dear to me as you. Now I am a punch. You and your aunt are equal before me. What have you to say in your defense? Now he says that even if you are my friend, but right now I have been given a responsibility to be the member of the punch, the head of the punch, and right now you and your aunt both are equal to me. I have no personal relations here because I am the punch, so I don't have any friends, or I cannot favor anyone. Now Juman has to speak in his defense. What happened? The situation according to Juman. 3 years ago, began Juman, my aunt transferred her property to me. I promised to support her as long as she lived. I have done all I could. There have been a couple of quarrels between me, my wife and her, but I can't stop that. Now my aunt is claiming a monthly allowance from me. That is not possible. That's all I have to say. He tells the whole story in short in front of the punch. Juman was cross-examined by Algu and others. So they have cross-examined means they keep asking questions and he keeps responding to them. Then Algu announced, we have gone into the matter carefully. In our opinion, Juman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance or else the property goes back to her. Now, this was the decision that Algu made, that if he wants to keep the property, he has to give monthly allowance to her. Otherwise, he has to return the property because the old lady has nobody. Who will she go to? Now, the two friends were seldom seen together. Seldom means never. They were never seen together. The bond of friendship between them was broken. In fact, Juman was Algu's enemy and wanted his revenge. So now Juman felt that he has humiliated me in front of the whole crowd, in front of all the villagers. Now I want my revenge. Now he's my enemy. Okay, so we'll continue the part 3 in the next class.